Most people think billionaires get rich through luck, inheritance, or some secret money hack. The truth? Only about 24% inherited their wealth. The rest built it. In fact, over 40% of millionaires created their fortune by starting businesses, not by climbing the corporate ladder. I've studied how people like Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, and Kylie Jenner operate. And what I found is that they share a set of habits and strategies that anyone can apply. These aren't shady shortcuts or get rich quick gimmicks. They're ethical, practical tricks that shape how billionaires make money, protect their time, and multiply their impact. Today, I'm breaking down 10 of those tricks. And if you stick with me, you'll walk away with steps you can start applying right now to grow your skills, your brand, and your income. The first trick is that they treat money like a scorecard, not a shopping list. For billionaires, wealth isn't about showing off flashy cars or gold watches. In fact, studies show that 8 out of 10 millionaires drive cars that are not luxury brands. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s. Elon Musk sold off most of his homes and sometimes sleeps at the Tesla factory. Why? Because they see money as a measure of growth, not as a reason to splurge. The second trick is time leverage. Jeff Bezos once calculated that his time is worth more than $2,500 per second. That's why billionaires guard their schedules like a fortress. They make decisions quickly, sometimes with just a single text message, because hesitation costs them far more than mistakes. They also focus only on their highest value skill, the thing they're uniquely great at, and delegate everything else. Oprah doesn't book her own calendar. Richard Branson doesn't micromanage his airline. Their secret is simple. If it's not the best use of their time, someone else handles it. The third trick is building trust from the outside in. Billionaires rarely let strangers in immediately. Why? Because new people often come with hidden agendas. They've been taken advantage of before, and they've learned. Instead, their trust grows through their outer circle: advisors, assistants, friends. If you prove yourself trustworthy there, eventually the door opens wider. One real estate broker who works with the ultra wealthy started by solving small problems for a billionaire's staff, and eventually that led to handling $100 million deals. The fourth trick is that they solve higher quality problems. A typical person stresses over bills or a car repair. A billionaire stresses over whether a $60 million deal should close at 60 or 61 million. Same frustration, different scale. The lesson is this: if you want to earn more, stop solving small problems and start solving bigger ones. That's where the higher rewards live. The fifth trick is calculated risk. Take Oprah. She left a secure job, huge risk, but she did it strategically, knowing she had the talent and audience trust to pull it off. Jeff Bezos launched the Fire Phone, a total failure, but he used that failure to build Kindle and Alexa, which became massive wins. The pattern is clear: billionaires don't avoid risk. They minimize the downside, maximize the upside, and move forward fast. The sixth trick is generosity as strategy. Many wealthy people intentionally give more than they take in the short term because they know it builds trust and loyalty. One broker I read about even waived commissions when working with billionaires, not because they couldn't afford it, but because it proved he wasn't there just for money. That gesture built long-term relationships worth millions later. For you, that might mean helping a client beyond the contract or offering extra value for free. Small acts of generosity compound. The seventh trick is speed of execution. When billionaires see an opportunity, they move. One of them was asked about a $61 million property deal. Instead of endless negotiations, he literally replied with a heart emoji on a text. That was his yes. It sounds insane, but it shows how quickly they act when something feels right. Meanwhile, less wealthy buyers waste weeks dragging out smaller deals. If you want to level up, stop overthinking. Act decisively when the math makes sense. The eighth trick is focusing on growth instead of possessions. Billionaires may spend on yachts or mansions, but often those are tools, not toys. A yacht becomes a private networking space where new deals are born. A Malibu house becomes a hub for partnerships. They spend big where it drives growth, but they'll haggle over tiny expenses if they think it's wasteful. In other words, they're not stingy, they're strategic. The ninth trick is diversification. The average billionaire has investments across multiple industries: tech, real estate, finance, entertainment. Kylie Jenner didn't stop at modeling, she built a beauty empire. Richard Branson didn't stop at music, he expanded into airlines, telecom, and space. This isn't just about making more money, it's about resilience. If one stream dries up, the others keep flowing. Even if you're just starting, think about how you can create more than one source of income: freelancing, digital products, investments, consulting. The tenth and final trick is remembering their humanity. Billionaires may live differently, but they're still human. They still get frustrated, they still get sick, They still cry at movies. The difference is their problems scale with their wealth, what we'd call higher quality problems. And that's the key lesson. You don't need billions to think like a billionaire. You just need to reframe your time, your decisions, and your focus. But here's the trick: their humanity isn't a weakness, it's a tool for building wealth. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. She didn't just host a show, she listened deeply to people's struggles, connected emotionally, and solved problems that mattered. That empathy turned audiences into loyal followers, which turned into a media empire. Being human also guides decision making. Elon Musk faces near bankruptcies and massive pressure, yet his self awareness and focus allow him to act strategically instead of reacting impulsively. Warren Buffett openly admits mistakes, building trust and credibility with investors. And Bill Gates' philanthropic work shows that generosity rooted in human understanding doesn't just help others, it builds networks, influence, and long term opportunities. The lesson? Wealth isn't just about money or power. By staying human, by empathizing, solving meaningful problems, and being emotionally aware, billionaires create influence, trust, and opportunities that compound into real, lasting wealth. Humanity isn't a soft skill, it's a strategic advantage. So, which of these tricks would you try first? Will you protect your time like Bezos, diversify like Kylie, or give strategically like Buffett? Let me know in the comments, because seeing how others think might spark new ideas for you too. And if you found this valuable, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to build wealth the right way. Remember, real wealth comes from value, impact, and integrity.